All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Supernatural Mysteries episode 3. It's just me and Josh today, and we're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
we're gonna do the equivalent of shooting the shit, where we're just gonna talk about our favorite conspiracy theories and why they intrigue us so much. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but no, I had a good topic before we even had this. Is history a lie? I think that's a good theory because there's so much that goes into history where you could theorize a lot of things. That's a pretty good topic right there.
yeah. I initially thought that one up because I kind of got like mind fucked initially last week. I was looking at just theories in general, trying to figure out some story ideas for things that I read about, and
Yeah.
I found one that really caught my attention where in the 1800s, there was an empire that covered most of Russia and Asia called the Grand Empire of Tartary.
hmm
Hold on, let me.
And what were we doing? Like as a us, collectively, what were we doing in the 1800s? So people know like the time
American
frame.
Civil War, Napoleon,
Okay, so
stuff
we're
like
we're in
that.
that time. We're in Civil War time. We're in Civil War time. So
Yeah,
all right, all right, all right.
yeah. So like presidents would have known about this empire,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it's not in the history books at all. Um,
And that begs the question: why is it not in the history books?
Yeah, and this is a pretty big fucking empire. Like I said, it spans most of Russia, China, some of the Middle East. I mean, hold on, Empire of
So what exactly happened? Like, was it like a war within those three nations?
nobody. I don't know. Nobody really knows what the hell happened there because it's just gone. If like let's say if this is an actual thing that happened, that there was an empire that covered that much of the world, but then they just got erased from the history books. My personal theory is that let's say this is real. They fought a war against a coalition of countries. They got their shit rocked, and for punishment, they were broken up into different countries, but their history was also erased. You know,
Oh, okay, okay, that would make sense. That would make sense.
there's
And then just,
no good.
but it's like a hidden piece to the puzzle type of thing.
Yeah, like you've heard of steak tartare, right?
No, I haven't.
You
That's
haven't
why
heard
this
of
is
steak.
intriguing me. Nah, if you explaining it will probably make click something in my head, but you saying it off the bat, it doesn't click anything. So,
So steak tartare is like basically just seasoned raw meat. Basically,
oh, Tatar. Okay, Tatar.
yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay. I think she said state.
steak,
State Tatar.
steak.
Steak. Steak. Okay. I was like, state. I was like, never heard of state.
Yeah, and like when I'm listening, because I was listening to these like as like a podcast when I'm driving home or I'm driving to work,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I heard tartaria, right? I'm like, tartar. Why does that sound steak tartar? Is that like a dish they made or some shit? You know what I'm saying? And that
Yeah.
got through the cracks. You know, that's like a remnant
Yeah.
of their culture. And I looked it up and I couldn't find anything connecting to that, but apparently there's like some of these Middle Eastern countries have like Persian Tartarians or some shit like that, where it's you know how there's different like Mexican Americans, African
Yeah.
Americans, Persian Tartarians, Indian Tartarians,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. This story reminds me of the story on Honduras with Lempira,
I never heard of that.
the Indians. So a Hispanic culture, Southern Americas before it was Americas,
Mm-hmm.
Central and South America were all owned by Indians.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
all the Mexican, like not Mexicans, but
The
the
Aztecs,
Indian
the
descent that we
Mayans.
all come from, the Aztecs, the Mayans, Incas, all of them, right?
Yeah.
And so we had dominated the whole land. That this was all ours until I think it was around the 1800s too. I think it was, bro. It's whenever we started colonizing, we started sending people over here slowly. So, anyways, the Spanish, they started traveling and they came down to Guatemala, Honduras, towards Honduras, like the area of Honduras,
Uh huh.
right?
Yeah, I got you.
And they started invading to the Indian people, but the Indian people were refusing to give up their land to these people, right? So it was a war amongst those two people. But it got so big, bro, that this man Lempira was the tribe of his people. I believe it was the Incas. I believe it was the Incas,
Okay.
where they freaking. I had to double check, but it was a big tribe. What's it called? He was the leader of that tribe. he managed to get all the nations of like all the tribes, all the people, the rivals, anything. It was equivalent to like if the Bloods and the Crips.
Okay. Okay.
And so they got together and they led a revolution against the Spanish people. And for the longest, the Spanish and Europeans, they what's it called, couldn't invade. And so they had set up like a whole peace treaty type ordeal
Mm-hmm.
where they ended up assassinating Lempira because they couldn't kill him in battle. So that was the only way they can do it. But but yeah,
They did some
I mean,
underhanded shit, huh?
yeah, they just wanted kind of shit. And then since they once they destroyed Lempira, they basically like destroyed the morale, their leader. You know, they didn't know what to do, and people started they fell apart to the point where they surrendered, and that's how the Europeans started colonizing over here. But it's just crazy. It's just a crazy piece of history.
I
It's
actually didn't know
not
about that.
you don't read in history books. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's the brown people. It's the brown culture, bro.
It's just there's also like a pop cultural what's it called precedent. That's what made me. This is what made me think of the maybe they lost the war and that's why they got their history destroyed. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so it all comes back to Halo, right? Like the Forerunners, right? The race that came before everyone.
Yeah, the Forerunners. Yeah. I was
Well, they went
thinking
to
about it
war
before.
with ancient humanity, right? And ancient
Uh-huh.
humanity had like a massive spacefaring empire,
Okay.
millions of years before like we came around, right?
Yeah, before the Covenant showed up, right?
Yeah,
Before we came, before the Covenant. Okay.
yeah, and humanity, I think, yeah. So they lost to the Forerunners, and the Forerunners pretty much said "fuck you," and they devolved humanity and erased the history before, and then we had to restart over to where, that's how we became today. That kind of, I thought about that, and I'm like, maybe that's what happened to these guys. Maybe the Europe,
They just got took over like that.
yeah,
They
Europe got,
got invaded and then it just
yeah,
they just took over.
yeah. I mean, there's a coalition of countries that got sick of their shit, and they were like, fuck
Yeah,
you, we're gonna kick your ass, and then we're gonna break you up into different countries and erase your
yeah, see,
history.
exactly, bro, exactly. And it's like that's why I brought up the Olympia story because it reminded me of it when you were telling me about what happened over there in Russia, Asia, where they got into a war and they separated whoever they got into a war with, which you know
It's
got
just,
erased from history.
it's just, if that's the case, then I could see that happening to like the United States in the future. You know?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. Like, you see the theory that you could build up to? It's like history repeats itself in
Exactly.
different ways. Look at the Persian army and against the Greeks.
Mm-hmm.
Persians had almost the whole world dominated. And then the Greeks were the ones who beat them, right? They never fully conquered. And so fast forward, next thing you know, you have World War. And then you have the Germans trying to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, supposedly how you're taught in the history books, that's what really was going down. It was war power, world domination type of, in a way that it was, but it's deeper than that, you know? And
Yeah.
then World War II, again, came close, but it never happened. What if one day we get into a war where it's just like that? We face our defeat, our culture, our people end up getting our history broken into apart, and we're hidden in the midst and smothered like that. Small piece of history
It's kind of
type of thing.
scary.
That is a scary thought, bro. Like I think the only like imagine that happening to Earth,
I can
where
see
it's
that
like
happening. Where we fuck with the wrong alien race and they decide like pretty much fuck you.
it's yeah, basically, bro. Or like they get impatient with this. What if aliens are here already now, and they've been observing us, and we've always been telling them like, oh no, we're better people, and we keep fucking it up to the point where they lose their patience, where they're just like, nah, fuck it, we're just gonna invade you guys. We have no hope.
There's a good theory that it's pretty wild that white people are actually like aliens that crash landed here and they just assimilated with us.
And they're the aliens the whole time. Like that's why. I mean, I could see the theory. You know, that's why everything is like the way it is, and why they stick together because it's they're aliens, and
Yeah.
that's why the system is all corrupt. I could see it.
I'm just like I don't know, but there's some people who are like, yeah, it's probably true because blonde hair, blue eyed, and
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know about that. I mean, it's interesting to listen to, but it's like that's kind of that one seems a little far fetched. Um, what about you, D? What's like a conspiracy theory that you think might be true?
Well, I don't know if it's like a conspiracy theory, but like, or whatever you want to lay it. It's like what I believe in,
Hmm.
type in like religion sense. You know, God, Jesus Christ. You know, you believe in Him. You believe that He saved you from death itself, and that since you serve faithfully to Him, so it's like when we live in Him and we walk in His light, be an example to the world, type of thing. We get accepted into heaven versus actually going to hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that theory. Like, what if right now, you know how we hear like spiritual warfare, you hear phrases like that. What if like now as we're living, there's really a war going out that we just don't see? And the way us human beings, the way we react and how we act upon things reflects and like feeds the spiritual and like the spiritual war, like that energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. I feel you.
No, it's just little stuff like that. Like it's just too much stuff to where I there's times where I just believe it. Like it has to be. There has to be something like that. It's just like the way it's reflective to human history, bro. Wars, like it's just weird. Like stuff that I've read, bro. It's just too much correlation. You read the Bible, you read about wars that happened in the Bible, and you read exactly how they got built up, and it's like time passes and you see it reborn again just in a modern time war type of thing.
Hmm.
It's like, why does history repeat itself? You know?
Yeah. I like to think that's just because humans we're just prone to just the same ideas, just remixed. You know.
Yeah.
Um.
Or it's just maybe God trying to show us to teach us the lesson, you know?
Get your shit together.
For in a way, like that's just ways of I'm showing you this again because this is what's really gonna happen when when I'm not there to save you type of thing. You're gonna really get invaded. You're really gonna get caught.
Yeah.
Like what if? Yeah, And these are just ways to help us teach. Like, because there's a saying that goes, "Why does history repeat itself?" But what's it called? And then somebody answers it and is like, "Why?" I'm like, that's not the question you should be asking. The question should be, why haven't you learned from the history repeating itself? And so he thought about it, and it makes sense, bro. You always learn from your mistakes. But then stuff that happens in this world that's so tragic, it's repeating itself again because it's like we clearly haven't learned the lesson, you know?
No, I feel you.
And then like what next time what if we mess up so bad that the lesson there would like it's too late, It's too late to learn the lesson. By the time it happens, then the lesson's gonna hit like damn, I should have learned the lesson, you know?
Yeah. That Yeah, I can see that. Just having regrets and shit if something happens.
Yeah, just like, what could have happened if you would have just done that,
Hmm.
Just I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I'm thinking too much into it.
No, it's good
But then
to
again, this
it's
this is a conspiracy podcast, so y'all can hear it.
it's a good thing to think about this kind of shit. Just as
Yeah.
long as you're not thinking that there's microchips in the vaccine. You know. So.
No, I don't. No. Have people not seen the syringe sizes?
Okay, thank you. You saw that too? Yeah.
You
Yeah.
haven't seen the syringe. The doctors are. Oh, then again, I haven't gotten the vaccine, so I don't know. Maybe they really are. Who knows? But anyways, from what I've seen, the syringe sizes are like regular flu shot sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's not the size of the syringe where like a rice grain could fit in there.
Yeah, I just think that's a lack of proper education there. Yeah.
Or social media manipulation, bro. They want you to believe, you know?
Yeah. I've just never seen like okay like the Illuminati, right? I've never seen what's the game there to like for population control. If, like for them, let's say the Illuminati is real, they want money, right, and power. You're not gonna do that with a limited pool of people. I mean, power maybe, but money, no.
No, they don't want money, bro. They don't want money. They need souls, bro.
Souls for what?
Souls. I mean, like it goes back to like that spiritual war. You know how like people do like witchcraft and shit, and then they go and they have their own stuff. What if the Illuminati? Because I've heard many things about the Illuminati, bro. You know,
Weird.
so stuff about the Illuminati. That they're cult that, that they're an organization for good, they're an organization for bad. They do things in ways that we don't think, but it makes sense in their plane because they see things differently. It's like the third eye, pretty much. It's the third eye group.
Okay. I've heard they were
Okay.
wiped out. I heard that
They,
the Catholic Church got pissed at them in like the 1600s and sent some commando teams to go wipe them out, pretty much mercenaries, because they were just a bunch of scientists who
and
were.
this, but what if I were to tell you this goes back to the theory of a great war that happened that no one talks about,
Mm-hmm.
where, okay, you didn't kill everyone, but part of people of the Illuminati had to scatter out, and basically it's a hidden piece of history, you know.
Yeah.
So like they still have it because it's in their blood. They're a part of it, so their kids are gonna grow up, That's the generation. So I believe the Illuminati is out there, but not everybody is in the Illuminati. That makes sense.
Like not all the elites.
Like, not like all the elites. It's just like not everybody has that connection to. It's like that whatever they were connected to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a special force. You know how some people are gifted with stuff,
Yeah.
and some people, there's people that say that they're like the more spiritually connected type of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
They're more like in tune to like the spiritual forces.
yeah. So it's like, so people could be a part of it, but not everyone has that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a
something
gift.
like that. Yeah. But like, yeah, you could join it, but you're just, it's something like that. But I mean, I don't know. It could be for everybody who wants it too. Everybody can join. I'm not saying nobody can join. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain.
There's a Mason Lodge in Anaheim.
Mason Lodge.
Yeah, like the Freemasons.
Oh, okay. Maybe we should go check it out.
Yeah, I was there with a friend, a mutual friend of ours, and she had a interview, so she wanted me to go with her. And she went to interview right across the street from it at this. I don't know what it was for. I think it was like a special ed thing, like an internship. So I'm hanging out in her car, and I see it, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I go over. It was closed. I forgot. It was during the summer, and this is the summer of 2019. And I see it, and I'm walking around, and I'm like, "Is this actually real? Like, is this an actual Mason Lodge?" And I look, and I'm like, "Holy crap! It's a Mason Lodge, like just out in the open like this." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Um, yeah, dude, that was
Dude, what the
wild.
hell?
Yeah, that was wild. I was like, "Whoa, there! You guys are."
I wonder if it's legit though.
It had it had like all the symbols and shit that they have, and it was, like I said, it was closed, but you could see in. It was like glass doors, and
I'm gonna. Oh, I was gonna say, I'm gonna go down there and go check it out with COVID. Never mind. Jeez.
yeah, and it was just an eerie feeling because I didn't remember that when I was walking around, the cameras were tracking me, and I'm like, whoa. So I bounced, and I locked our friend's car, and I made her like text me when she was getting out so I can go like walk to her and get her.
Yeah.
But it was just like weird. I was like, if this is like an actual Mason thing, if the Masons are actually up to what people think they're up to, this is kind of ballsy, you know. Um, but yeah, that was crazy, dude. That was crazy. So
Oh man, I wanna go check it out now, bro.
I'm
Shit.
down. We'll take a camera.
Fuck yeah, let's go see what's up, bro. Next thing you know, we might open the freaking secrets to the
Did you
universe,
create
guys.
COVID?
Hey,
Answer me,
hey
damn
guys,
it.
if we don't make another podcast, it's because we want to go to the Mason Lounge, and stuff happened. We found the truth.
There's a. Tell me what you think of this little. Well, not really so much a theory as it is like a projection that in 1,000 years Scientology is going to take over Christianity and become the dominant religion.
I don't doubt it. I can see it happening. It would make sense that it did,
Why would it make sense?
because it would be fulfilling prophecies.
Oh, like the Revelation stuff.
Yeah, it would make sense that the group, if the beast would come out of that group and lead its own people, lead its army to go against God. That would make sense.
Well, I don't know. My issue there is that isn't like Scientology doesn't like believe in like demons and shit. They believe in weird ass alien crap. Um, Unless like it's like an unintentional thing, that they fulfill that prophecy. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, let me ask you like this.
All right,
Let me ask you like this. If you think about it like this,
all right.
if you were something that people were supposed to believe in, supposed to follow,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't it be just like your enemy to get people to not believe in that thing?
Like the devil tricking people into thinking he's not real.
So in a sense, like, wouldn't it be obvious and then like an obvious question that what is the boundary right now? What are people's doubts of why there's not a God? It's aliens. And you think it's a coincidence that we're getting all this alien information now in a time of crisis? You know, because this is where people are gonna separate it. Imagine there really are aliens. You
Mm-hmm.
know how many people are gonna say God isn't real no more?
Well, actually, there's a bit of a hole there. So let's say like there's a definitive proof that there's like little green men walking around, right?
Uh huh.
Well, you can easily adapt religion, that into like Christianity or Islam or Judaism. Easily adapt that. You know how you adapt that?
Like just teaching them.
No, you say that the aliens were made by God too, or Allah, or what's it's God. It's God too, right? In Judaism, or is it a different name?
Oh, I get you. I get you. So you could say like the same God you believe in is universal to everybody. So they
Yeah.
make yeah, he made them too. Okay, no, I get what you're saying. No, I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. I'm saying when people,
Oh yeah, people will definitely say, yeah, this means that God isn't actually what created it. Yeah, no, I get you.
yeah, exactly. So when you get people like that, now you have the unbalance, bro. The balance is it's all in favor for the devil type of thing.
Well,
So
my only issue with this whole cosmic game that's supposed to be happening is that every generation has the whole the world is ending, but nothing's
yeah,
happening.
I get you. But that's just because we don't read into the scriptures like how it's supposed to be. That's what happens when you misinterpret it and people go and tell false information. So you get your false prophets. That's why he makes it clear in his word. He literally tells you in his scripture, be careful with these people, for they tell you that the world is ending, but it's not. If you really draw it and draw close to it, and you understand, you'll see that when it really is ending, people will really start to see it if you really follow through the scripture.
I
That
get
makes sense.
I get that, but at the same time, like, didn't he say that we'll never know when he comes around to rapture us? Like
Yeah, we won't.
we're never gonna know when it happens.
Yeah, we will never know.
But
He's
then
gonna.
but then like people say, oh, like, okay, like there's this one dude, you might know him, and I'm not gonna say his name on here. He's constantly posting. He's a member of the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I heard. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
and he's constantly posting this shit. How like, oh, if you look at the timeline, then like you could tell that this is gonna happen. I'm like, well, for like I said, like I told you right now, like, well, I mean, you've read it. We're not supposed to know when it's supposed to happen. And like
Yeah.
I, I have issues with people like spreading that kind of stuff because I feel like all it is just playing the fear. And while
Yeah.
he might not think he's doing it for money, the heads of Jehovah's Witnesses, the heads of these crazy crackpot Christians, well, I'm talking about like the crazy ones with like all the money and shit in the TV shows,
Mhm.
that they're doing it for money. They're not. They don't really believe in like God and shit. So it pisses me off because people are scared. They're looking for answers because of what's going on right now. Um,
Yeah.
in
Absolutely.
in my head,
Absolutely.
it's just humans being humans. You know.
And
Um,
so to answer that,
uh-huh.
this is why it's difficult to label the truth with a religion, because with religions you have different kinds of religion.
Hmm.
What they have different steps, different works, like different rules to how they need to do stuff.
Yeah.
You have Mormons. They have a whole set of codes, a whole set of ethics. Jehovah Witnesses is similar to Christianity, but they don't do certain things that Christians do, and they go and do other things that Christians don't. So that's the issue, because then you do have that situation where you're spreading that information, people are in a panic, and then you're only eating fuel to the fire. So I understand that, and so what people need to understand too is it's not a religion in a sense, bro. It's literally a relationship. It's weird to explain like that, but it's the truth. It's building a relationship with God where you see supernatural stuff being shown to you that cannot be explained, but it's like him teaching you. You see things in a third eye, bro, like in a different perspective. It's weird. And like, I know it sounds like weird, bro, but it's that's just how I can explain it. And so you know what you're being shown is like true. That makes sense, bro. Like I know I'm going on and just I'm just telling you from my
No, no, it's
personal
good, dude.
experience.
I'm listening. I'm not like I'm never gonna make fun of you or anything. I like talking to you about this kind of stuff because I feel like we're both like relatively smart and we can actually like, but we don't.
Yeah, we could generally conversate about
Yeah,
this, bro, without one of us looking at each other like, you fucking idiot, you believe in that? Nah, never that, bro. Never no judgmental zone. And that's what people don't understand, like true Christians. They go and they judge people like they're one of the first people to judge. And it's funny because God tells you don't judge. Like that's for him to do at the end of the day.
mm-hmm.
And he's fair, bro. He tells you the way you judge people is the way I'm gonna judge you. So, what we're called to do is just love on people, bro. Accept people who they are and forgive. Yeah, people are gonna do you wrong. That's life. But you know what? I'm not gonna hold that against them. I'm gonna let it go. Because I ain't trying to get judged the way God's gonna judge me at the end. Like I'm straight. You know?
Yeah,
But some people, like you do get your extremists. You do get your can't be gay, can't be lesbian, and they say you're going straight to hell, bro. And that's fucked up. Because then you take out and you disregard the 11th commandment, bro. There's 11 commandments, you know?
I thought there was 10.
Now there's 11. The day the day Jesus had his last supper with his disciples and he was basically spending their last moments together with them, he washed his disciples' feet. And it was important at that time that when teachers washed disciples' feet, it was unheard of because it was always the students always washing the disciples as a sign of respect, as your high position, you're in glory.
Yeah,
So imagine God going to his disciples and washing their dirty feet because they didn't have no Nikes or no Adidas or anything like that. They're out barefoot with chanclas, bro, walking in the dirt, walking in the mountains,
yeah,
you know? So imagine that. That's humbling, bro. But that's how much he loves us too. And so that's the type of love. And so, anyways, he goes back and he tells them, I'm gonna give you guys the 11th commandment. He doesn't say it like that. He just says it as, I'm going to make my new commandment. And it's love one another the way I love you. So if God's able to get on his own knees to wash his own feet and humble himself, shouldn't that show you that you should be doing the same for other people?
yeah,
But people don't follow that. You get the ones who just say, well, God says he doesn't like this, and that. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But it doesn't mean he hates them. It's like this. He's like a parent in the sense of, you go and you tell your parent, Dad, Mom, Dad, you know, I'm gay.
mm-hmm.
Most people's parents, you get two ways to react. It's I love you, son, no matter what, or I hate you, get out of my life. People think that God is the I hate you, get out of my life, when it's really I love you. Like I don't support it all the way, but doesn't mean I hate you
Mm-hmm.
type of person. They just want to grab in this context and show how God is, like how, mad God gets, but he does have a limit too. He does have a limit too, and he's very patient with us. But that's why we're created in his image, bro. The emotions we feel, everything we have is what God feels too. So can you imagine someone being patient and then finally when someone tests your patience and he's like, all right, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. And he lets it all out? Can't say he wasn't patient with you.
Yeah.
No, he's fair, bro. A lot of people don't realize that he's fair. Really is have scales of balance in a way, man.
So what are you gonna do
But
when you pass away and you find out that it's Allah up there and not God?
I'm gonna be laughing. I'm gonna be like finesse. Nah, but you know what, bro?
No, no,
I
for real,
know.
for real, for real. Though, like, okay, like I said, let's say you pass away like tomorrow, right? And you get up there and you find that it's not actually God. It's like something else entirely. It's not even like any of the gods that we believe in. You know, like what are you gonna? Or you wake up and you're an alien. Like, how do you think you'd react? Like, it's like because there's some people who think that we're in a simulation, or there's some people who think it's we're just aliens who took drugs and we're just hallucinating right now. You know, like how would
then
you
I would
react?
then I would think I would be in heaven,
Okay,
honestly,
okay,
because heaven talks about you get a new body, you get a new life, you know.
hmm
So I would probably think that like everything I believed in was true, and I would go on living that life thinking I was in heaven or something,
okay.
you know.
So it wouldn't really you don't think it would change your perspective, your your beliefs?
Nah, bro, because that would only feel like what I believed in is true. Like I'm still alive. If I feel happy and I feel great that like I'm a new person, I'm gonna see a whole new body, I'll probably be grateful, bro. I'll be like, that's dope. Would I trip out a little bit? Hell yeah. But then I would be like, you know what? I'm still. The point is, I get to see life after death, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool, bro. So in a way, the Bible would be true. God would be true to His word. It's just not the way I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. Okay.
but as long as I do my part here, and be trying to do my part as being not only a good person but fully trusting in Him, putting my faith in Him, applying everything that He's showing me to share the truth to everyone. I feel like I'll make it and I'll be there. And so however it turns out, like I said, I would be like, okay, this is what it's really about. I'll be happy.
Okay. Okay. All right. Do you okay? So do you think? Okay. Okay. If heaven, hell, God, the devil, if they exist, right?
Okay.
Okay. Is that magic? Like the powers that they have, is that magic? Is that a form of magic?
I would say so because in the scriptures, if you read Exodus, it talks about how Pharaoh in Egypt used to have people that did black magic and they were able to. So, like for example, Moses went over to confront Pharaoh that to let God's people go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the miracles, the magics he did was he threw his wooden staff onto the floor and it was turned into a serpent. And so the people performed black magic and they did the same thing. And so they were able to replicate like parts of like of the parts of like what God had given to the world, like plagues and stuff,
Okay.
but it just wasn't as great. It just wasn't as great. If that makes sense. It wasn't as powerful, but they were able to perform it. So yeah, I would think that magic and all that, like true magic like that, is probably real.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I asked like my mom about them. Like, do you think so? If you believe in God and the devil, like, does that mean that you believe in magic? Like, is there power magic? And then she's like, I mean, I wouldn't think so. And I'm like, well, then what? How would you classify like them being able to snap you out of existence? Or them
Yeah,
able to create us? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, what kind of then what
yeah.
would that be classified as? Like what is that then? Because it's not science. You know what I'm saying?
Miracles,
Yeah.
miracles, magic, whatever you want to call it. Big Bang Theory. I just playing.
Uh, that's funny.
But yeah, man.
So,
Hello.
what other? So those weren't really like conspiracy theories. More of like a little mini debate on like our views on like religion and all that. What
Yeah, man. It was cool though.
what what was I gonna say? What do you think? What's the wildest conspiracy theory that you've ever read, watched, or heard of? And what did you think of it?
The wildest
Yeah.
conspiracy theory, the whole JFK assassination conspiracy theory, how all that came to be. Like JFK, like Martin Luther King, JFK, the purpose for their assassinations, all of that.
So you know about like how people think that like the what's it called, the CIA killed JFK, or like it was like a gang hit or something.
Yeah, yeah. There's a bunch of rumors, a bunch of other things that it was a crazy, crazy activist. That's the one that they stuck with. But in the deeper ones with what's it called? It was a hit by Russia. It was our own people. It was an inside job, you know, because of what he was gonna give, the speech he was gonna give.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I was reading somewhere that he planned to dismantle the CIA. to like get rid of them because they were causing us all kinds of problems?
That was that was one, but he had told in an interview before his death, he had said to the American people, "I'm gonna review to you guys the truth and what the world has been hiding from you guys." And then, sure enough, as he was going up to his destination to go do the speech, he gets assassinated. No one knows the truth, what he was going to say. People theorize it as he was going to show the world about aliens, and they had to keep it hush hush. Or he's going to show the world about, we were going to let the world know that we stalked them on an everyday basis. There was like the small development of like AI technology and what the purpose of that was going to be, like, because it all connects to like the cell phones and stuff to today, that they were preparing to stalk you through your phones, like the whole facial recognition, and slowly track you. That's what he was supposedly gonna stop. Or I don't know, and there's another one, but I don't remember. But those ones are like the two main ones. And so they put a stop to that before any of that got to there. And then Martin Luther King, his death was crazy too. That one.
Yeah, people think he got assassinated by the CIA or the FBI.
Yeah, bro, because that man was literally doing everything they didn't want him to do, bro.
Stirring
up trouble. That's crazy. No, he wasn't stirring up trouble.
Well,
to
them, they were thinking that he was stirring up trouble. The way he was.
No, yeah. Yeah, well, he was just speaking the truth, and they didn't want to hear that shit, bro. Like that man was doing something big, bro. Like, it's deeper than that too, because they were going to do shit to him, hoping that he would be the one to be like, you know what, we are done with this. He pretty much started a war where he was enforcing brutalities and stuff like that, right? Every single time it was all about peace, all about peace, all about peace, and it was getting to the government, to the fact that they couldn't find a legitimate reason to be like, he died in the riot because he was invoking violence, But they still assassinated him. But look at how that court case went. That's probably one of the only court cases that I read where Martin Luther King Jr.'s family beat the United States of America.
I didn't know
that. To prove that the government assassinated the fucking family, but that doesn't get recognition. Why do you think we got Martin Luther King Day, bro? That's the least they can do. That's how they look at it.
They're like, fuck, we gotta throw him something.
Yeah, bro. So, yeah. But that's the truth, bro. But we don't talk about that. Why isn't that in the history books? Why doesn't it show that the family put the government into the fucking courtrooms? Why don't we teach them that? It goes back to what JFK was going to show the people and tell the people what was going to happen. And then they killed him for it.
JFK was going to do some crazy shit, man.
He was going to do some crazy shit. I'm telling you, he was going to release some crazy information, and he was going to do a lot of crazy shit, bro. The unheard of shit. But they stopped him from doing it. So maybe in their eyes, they thought they were the good ones, or maybe they were the bad ones all in disguise, taking out the good ones,
Yeah, some people think that he's the last president we actually elected.
I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that too.
I could see that, honestly.
Okay, shoot, we could stop it right there. Josh? Josh, you still there? All right, well, I guess I lost Josh for a minute.
Josh, you still there?
Oh, yeah, what's up, dude?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, dude, I was talking. Oh, man. So I was saying, I believe that I don't think what's it called, the elections have been fair for a minute. And the last one I thought was the one that I thought that started thinking that these elections are wrong and like they're fixed was the Al Gore Bush election.
Oh yeah, there was in Florida, there was the Republicans did some bullshit, I think, where they managed to overturn it, and that went into Bush's favor, and that's how Bush won, I think.
No, it was Florida. I remember it was Florida, and something happened with the votes in Florida, and it was coincidentally Bush's, I think, little brother or somebody he was close with, was the governor or the one running Florida at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so the votes were Florida's votes were the last ones to go in, and they were the ones to decide who was going to be the president. And so all the votes showed that Al Gore was the winner, pending the Florida votes. And so they took the longest to give out the votes, but people think that they they swiped some of the votes and all that bullshit, miscounted or whatever. Something happened in Florida where Bush ended up becoming president. So that's why I started thinking the government started getting out their hands in that shit.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Like, it really wouldn't. Fuck. All right, you want to end it there?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, it's a short one today, guys. Thank you so much for joining in with us to talk about the various conspiracy theories that we not so much believe in, but give a little bit of a kernel of a thought to. We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys on New Nonsense, and then we'll catch you guys on the next week's episode of Supernatural Mysteries. Have a good one. Peace out.
Late.